What was one of the best things you found about writing this together or separately?
A beautiful thing.
Yeah. I think it was just one of those things that we worked so well together, which was easy. I don't know why. I guess when you work well with somebody, it's that simple. But I learned a lot from Gianna. She has an incredible work ethic, and she's a lot smarter writer than I am. So I got to, well, it's kind of true. It was just kind of the I don't know, I guess we just gelled really well, and it was really, really great. I hope it shows in the book.
Had you ever done any other writing before? Any fiction?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working on the comic book, on the True-Blood comic book had been for a while, and I wrote my own comic book, Lucid. But this was my first foray into something that was prose and published, I should say. But
there's always a difference between, what you write in high school versus what you write now.
Michael is
I don't know. I was writing some pretty geeky stuff in high school.
He's a very accomplished writer.
Oh, thanks.
He is.
What do you think I'm going to switch back to from a character's perspective. What do you think other characters in Bon Temps would think of the book? Are they going to want to burn it? Are they going to want to venerate it?
Well, there's a little bit of that in the book with Pam and Eric going through it.
Okay.
Not technically Bon Temps. But, Steve is a guy who can really, he's an unreliable narrator, and he says a lot of, mean things about some characters.
I picture most of the characters, sitting around drinking and laughing about it.
Yeah.
So there's a drinking game attached to the...
There might be.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're still making it up.
Well, that's true. I think the great thing about a character like Steve is that he works because he's ultimately the fool, so he can say things about other characters and drag their name through the mud or whatever, but at the end of the day, he's always the one who is the, brunt of the joke? What is that? You're a smarter writer. Yeah, brunt of the joke.
Brunt, but I always confuse that.
The bunt cake of the joke.
Bunt cake of the joke.
You can be eaten over and over and over again.
He'd enjoy that.
He probably would. Is there anything you found particularly difficult about the book when you were writing in terms of trying to capture characters and trying to capture moments?
I found it to be a surprisingly easy process. And it was sort of the editing process that was more challenging, and going back through and sort of having to make sure, as we were getting scripts for the show and realizing, oh, we can't say that, or we have to revise this. That was more challenging, I think.
And it was really important to us that this book felt in continuity and had a time where you could kind of tell when this would have been written. Okay. Most of Steve's stuff was written in between his disappearance in the end of season 2 and his reemergence as a vampire in season 4. At the end of season 4. So that was a challenge, kind of figuring out where the narrative actually took place. And I think we did a pretty good job of, we had to at one point just go, okay, this, as we were getting new scripts, as we were getting new information, we kind of had to really make a decision of okay, this is where this book takes place in the continuity of the series. Right. And then, things like, how are we going to handle learning that Steve Newlin's going to be killed off? Do we make an appendix to the book? Do we do that? And we just decided to stick to the original vision and kind of let that speak for itself when you read it.
So what would Steve write before his death think of what he wrote?
I think Steve was very proud of everything that he did. I don't think he finds much fallacy in his work.
I would agree.
I mean, you were a very sort of forthright character. You had an idea of what you wanted, even if it didn't mesh with what everybody else wanted.
Right, and if it's not true, he'll make it true for himself.
So Steve is a very sort of good historian, revisionist, making up my own.
Yeah.
History's told by the winners, books are told by the winners.
Yes.
All right. So I wanted to add a quick comment. The site I'm here on behalf of, Your Death and I Love Jason Stackhouse is the second favorite death behind Godric's.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So I wanted you to hear that one.
That's a biggie. Yeah,
number two.
I mean, you're not going to top Godric's. So.
No, this is kind of awesome.
Yeah.
So what do you, now that you're not really as a part of the show, what are you going to continue to watch the show as a fan?
Oh, yeah,
are you going to kind of go back and visit and laugh everybody working hard?
No, I wouldn't. I'll go back. If I go back, I'd cry because I'd miss them. But no, I mean, it's kind of exciting because it's the first time, and who knows? I mean, I'll probably ask people who are working on the show what's happening with it. But it could be my first opportunity to really watch the show and have no idea what's going to happen.
Okay.
So that's the first time in 7 seasons. It's kind of exciting. I have that to look forward to.
And what about you, Gianna?
I would actually agree. I'm kind of enjoying the idea of watching it now from a fan's perspective. Because even working on it, I mean, most of the people who work on the show are fans of the show.
Yeah.
And it is, I mean, it is a labor of love, and I don't think that we would ever pull the show off if it wasn't a labor of love, because it's not an easy show. But I'm really excited to sort of just get to enjoy it.
Okay. What were your sort of favorite moments, either to shoot, to write, to act?
I mean, it's tough because everything would become my new favorite thing on the show. I mean, that's such a cop-out answer, but definitely all the stuff at the camp. You know, those early scenes between Steve and Jason and Sarah were just so much fun, and getting to know Anna Camp and Ryan Quanten I mean, what a gift that was, like getting to play these weird characters and get to know those actors was so much fun. And then, you know, and I also loved crossing over to the vampire world and getting to play with, you know, with Alex Skarsgård and Stephen Moyer, and getting to, like, working with Dennis O'Hare was amazing. And I don't know, I mean, there was never a bad day at work, honestly.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's I think really like the people were what made it so awesome. It's really like a family.
Having been to enough of the Comic-Con panels, it looks like a family, and it feels like a family when you're in those rooms and hearing that sort of reaction. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do to show your appreciation for fans? Have you ever thought about, you know, finding other ways to sort of connect with them besides things like this or conventions?
Man, between the comic and the book and the blog, we're doing a lot. We're doing everything we can.
You're doing a lot, but like face to face, I mean, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
In the context of...
I think that you're the face that fans want to see.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, it's just real. I have to say that the fans of the show have been some of the most graceful, sweet, and just friendly people that I've met in the course of my professional life. I just did this convention in England where I met a bunch of British and European True Blood fans, and they were.
Which?
This was Vampire.
Okay. Oh, from Star Fury. Okay, I've been to one of their conventions.
Yeah.
That's an interesting convention.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you're really hanging out with everybody, and it was cool. I mean, like it's a good group of fans.
How drunk did you get with all of those Brits?
I listen. I'm a gentleman.
Okay.
I keep it together.
You're far better than other actors I know that have gone to those.
Probably, yeah.
Some people have very interesting stories. Thank you guys both so much, and good luck with the book.
Thank you.